Okay, so we're going to keep moving on to the next one. Diaper fetish. Diaper lovers or DLs are individuals who have a fetish or fascination with wearing diapers that this might be for comfort, sensory reasons, and simply due to the enjoyment of the sensation. This interest is not necessarily linked to age regression or the baby role play. Yes, that's absolutely true. Usually it is for the sensual and sensory reasons, same way as ABDLs, but he said ABDLs. I mean, same way as ABs, but it might not be in the exact way that was. I found that some people who do love DOMs that it says I have found some people who do love DOMs that who do go too far. Yeah, because they feel that they are widening their limits somehow or challenging their limits. But that is based in the dynamic of the play. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the jackass that's just aiming to harm people because they think that it is entertainment for them. If you really want me to really explain it, it goes all the way back to the bullshit that like I had to deal with in my local community at one point. Yeah, if you listen to the very first Ageplay podcast episode, I talk about that, and why that's a fucking problem. Yeah, but it's also like the sensory thing is also used for adult babies too. Like a lot of it is just the feel and love of the feel, the sensory reasons, the enjoyment of the sensation, and the feeling of security. Okay, regression play. Why is this? It says this aspect involves adults who find comfort and pleasure in regressing. See, that's okay. This is interesting because it separated that. It separated this. And the reason why it separated it is because of the fact that it knows that regression play is usually non-sexual. I'm glad that it did that. And this is why I said about the whole hijacking of agery. Age regression was considered a non-sexual play that was used for rehabilitation and healing in the community. Not by doctors, because the doctor's version is way different from this. It can be similar, but it's usually with hypnosis. This is not the same. This is actually something else. So regression play is usually an aspect that involves adults who find comfort or pleasure in regressing to a younger age mentally, emotionally, and behaviorally. Yeah, notice how it said that. Notice how it said that. Age mentally, emotionally, and behaviorally. Because in age play and regression play are completely different. That's why. Age players are taking a role, while regression players, people who are age regressors, are actually regressing mentally. That's the difference, and why age regression was viewed as a non-sexual play, not because that's what was happening. Now, and that's why a lot of people get confused. Why people in agery view sexual age players as a problem. They view them as a problem because they see it. They know the aspect under regression, not under age play. They don't know the difference. They are not seeing it as the role play, but as the act of regressing mentally. That's why they have an issue with the sexual age players, is because they believe that they work under the same aspect of regression, but it's not. It's because there are two different places that are similar, but vastly different. One is a role where everyone still sees themselves as an adult, and the other one is an actual mental regression. There we go. Caregiver role, right? I didn't finish the regression play. The aspect involves adults who find comfort or pleasure in regressing to a younger age mentally, emotionally, or behaviorally. It can be a way to escape the stresses of adulthood, and enjoy the sense of innocence and vulnerability. Yes, that's what it is. And that's why a lot of people get this shit confused. And they need to understand it. The description is completely different. Like, and I plan to make an Instagram post with this so people can actually understand the difference of role play and regression play. Two different things. Caregiver roles. Some individuals within the ABDL community take on the role of caregiver or mommy or daddy figure for those who enjoy being an adult baby in the adult baby role. The dynamic involves nurturing and providing care and taking on a caretaker role. Yes, that all makes sense. That's something that does happen. And it is something that needs to be discussed because that like the caregiver role is the mommy or daddy role. Now it's considered that. But as remember when we did Ageplay, how it separated the two, and I explained where the caregiver role came from originally. This is why. When it ended up getting reincorporated into the community, caregiver referred to the mommy or daddy dom or someone who takes care of a little. That's what it is. Caregiver can be given to the role of to someone who is someone's boyfriend as well. It says fine. Hold on. Okay, welcome back. Anyone have questions? Please, if you have questions or want me to answer something that you may think I didn't answer correctly, or you want me to elaborate on, please, by all means, write it in the chat, and I will elaborate on it. Because this is something that I feel that the community really does need to have a discussion about, and this is the best way to have that discussion. I have found that some people who do love doms that go too far. Not sure if they if you read this already. Yeah, I did, and yeah, I thought I answered that, but yeah, there are people that do enjoy that because they like it when people expand their limits. That's what they were saying, or push them past their limits. So to help them beat those limits. But not all doms are doing that to help you beat your limits. Some of them are enforcing that because they want to harm you. A lot of, beware of doms that are like, I will push you past your limits. Because a lot of people that say that are full of shit. Oh, I probably should take a little bit of this. Excuse me. I know you guys are like, why is there honey on his desk? Because I actually have to take this because I burned the roof of my mouth recently. Really badly. So funny story, not so funny for me really. I burnt my mouth on a hot dog. I'm not joking. That's not a euphemism for anything or anything like that. No. I actually burned my mouth on a hot dog. I had made chili dogs this past Tuesday. And I started washing dishes, and I had made some fries and everything to go with the chili dogs while I was at work. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I was on lunch, but I went into trying to get this stuff to I went into washing the dishes and everything, waiting for the food to cool down. It had passed like 5 or 6 or 8 minutes or so. And I went back to bite into the hot dog. I blew on it because I was like, oh, it's still steaming. But I was like, maybe it shouldn't be that hot. When I bit into it, it was still lava fucking hot. And I ended up burning my mouth. I so want to laugh at that. But I'm like, might be to crawl. uh, yeah, I burned my mouth on Sonic the Hedgehog's favorite food, chili dogs. Yeah, I'm so mad at myself for that. Like, I actually burned, like, it's raw skin now, like raw flesh in my mouth, and so like when I eat like certain foods, I have to be careful because like hot peppers and shit like that are acidic, and it will just go right onto that spot, and I won't be able to eat it, and it becomes extremely painful. However, good news, skin started regrowing on top of it again. So I can actually feel it because the circle's smaller, way smaller than it was before. Because it was like taking up most of my gum, but it's not anymore. Oh fuck yeah, it did. That shit hurt like hell. Oh my god. And then me, like a boss, still swallowed that hot piece of lava instead of spitting it back out because I didn't want to waste it. I didn't know what to do because I was like, I couldn't push it back out because the beans had stuck to my fucking gum. It was bad. It was bad. Oh, that was so horrid. Oh, that was awful. Oh man. So, what did you guys think about asking Chat GPT? Um. Oh, let's ask one other question. Mm, no, that's redundant because it already gave us an answer to most of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print this out. Can I print this out? Yeah, we can. What we'll do is we'll save this as. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. Uh, huh. Oh, if I do selection, it's not going to do it right. Okay. It'll wipe out some of this. Oh, that's shitty. Okay, so the way that I'll have to save this somehow. Well, it's already saved, so I'll come back and grab this transcript at some point. Wait, what? No, I don't want to share the chat. That's not what I want. How do I get this full chat? I want the full chat. Excuse me. There's got to be a way to save it. Have you ever had problems with YouTube being with YouTube for being political? No. Funny enough, ironically, I have not. And that's because I don't aim the podcast to being political. I just explain how the political discourse might throw itself at the community, or how arguments in the community are how today's politics affect the discourse in the community, and because that is something that actually does happen. Uh, so yeah, I don't really run into problems with YouTube. Um, Not normally, because I also don't stream on YouTube, and the reason I don't stream on YouTube is because I don't see a point to, like, uh like advertising to the community itself really does work. That's why. I love how now there is that many choices in diapers compared to when I started in 2019. Yeah, there are a lot more than there used to be. But you and I have known each other longer than that, Rose. But I don't. I think you weren't a part of the community. You were interested in the community. Because I think I remember when you got your first pack. Because I think that you were the one. I think you had told me that back then. Catching fires. We have another comment, and it says, "I had a Twitch VOD I posted that was marked down as hate speech when it was actually the opposite and was for the minority of people and mostly against old people." Yeah, because old people start getting into their fields. You have to understand, a lot of people that are up in age are the reason why they get into their fields nowadays is because they don't know how to not, if that makes sense. They don't they are upset. They are reaching an age in which, as my grandmother used to put it, you're like closer to the grave or closer to the box, and they don't like it. And the sheer fact that the world is changing and they're not, and they're just fading out of the world, and they can't handle that change, they start getting grouchy about it. They start getting angry. So yeah, that's a thing.